This is another edition of Pens Down. Today we have a big one and it promises to be an exciting encounter. Here we talk journalism journeys. This is the only platform where we turn the journalists from being the reporters or presenters into the newsmakers. The tables turn. So what they don't like doing on this platform, that is what we make them do. Today we are traveling to Nigeria. I have been joined by the owner of Kamet TV in Nigeria. I hope I got that name right. Kamet TV.
Yes, that's the name.
Right. She's an award-winning solutions and data journalist and a media strategist as well. The full profile will be displayed on the screen while we go on with this conversation. Khadija Bawas is my guest on Pens Down today. Thanks for joining me.
Thank you so much. Good evening.
Right. Now, I am wondering, there are a lot of professions. You could have become a medical doctor, a lawyer, where there is money. Why journalism?
First of all, I am a journalist. I am a
Yes.
development journalist. I would like
Wow.
you to add that word,
Fantastic.
development journalist. So I chose journalism because I want to give back to my community. I want to
Okay.
give back to the people and
Mm.
also to hold the government accountable.
Mm.
I'm not witch hunting the government.
Yes.
I'm holding the government accountable and aware of refining their policies,
Mm.
suggesting policies that will be suitable to the people at the grassroots, and
Mm.
to also have this fulfillment enough, like to satisfy my curiosity. That's
Mm.
the main reason why I trust journalism.
Great. Now, these years that you have been in journalism, what assignments, singularly or set of assignments, would you say stands out for you as the most challenging in your career?
Okay, the most challenging one is I do investigative journalism as well in my development
Okay.
journalism. You can't do development journalism without investigative journalism. So
Yes.
when it comes to reporting gender-based violence,
Mm.
I go down to the root of in order to get to interview these people and in
Mm.
order to give them a voice. So I am a journalist and also I am a very emotional person.
Mm.
So at times, trying to distinguish my own emotions from my work is the most challenging.
Mm.
Development journalist and also an emotional person. Well, Khadija is here. I am an emotional person and also a development journalist. I when I was fully doing my development journalism, I don't spend um, a month without going to the field, without connecting to these people at the grassroots, without giving them this voice. So you can just imagine my life being a journalist and also crying on the field on daily basis, or after
Mm.
going like they're giving me their stories. I know it is unprofessional to show this remote kind of like I'll also connect with them to show them
Mm.
that yes, I'm connecting with their stories. But I
Yeah.
don't know, mine is so deep that I'll start shedding tears in front of them. So this is the most challenging thing in journalism, in my own kind of journalism to me.
Mm.
And to this day, I still can't figure out how to work on this.
Mm. What particular incident or story completely broke you down that you realize that no, now the journalist is completely gone and I am now Khadija, not the journalist?
Okay, there's this podcast story
Mm.
that I did. It's a series of podcasts.
Mm.
It's in collaboration with an organization in Kano called Bridge Connect Initiative. So
Okay.
We went to Bauchi State.
Mm.
Bauchi State is in northeastern Nigeria. So we
Mm.
went to Bauchi State to cover a story of this young girl who was married off at the age of 11.
Okay.
And yeah, she was very young when she was married off. And
Mm.
we were there when she was 12, 13, between 12, 13. That's a year after the marriage. We
Okay.
were there, she was pregnant, she couldn't access health care. And one particular thing is this girl, she was a small girl when she got
Mm-hmm.
married. And
Yeah,
she doesn't know all this hula baloo of marriage.
that's right.
But yes, could you imagine her own husband and his friends gang raped her? Like,
Oh, too bad.
yeah, two men hold her legs apart, and they took turn in raping her one after the other. And there was nobody to stand for her. She went back to her family. They said that's the marriage, you have to go back home. So when she was narrating her story, I was crying. She was crying. At some point, I said, this journalism ethics should do it. I just have to. Like, where is our humanity? Where your own parents?
Mm.
I was very down.
Mm.
It took the grace of a therapist.
Mm.
There's this program I attended in Germany, Task Panther Foundation, and
Mm.
they looked out for me and they got a therapist for me, which we worked for 2 weeks. And that
Mm.
was how I regained myself back. If not, I don't know how I could maneuver that kind of situation. It was
Now
so
I
hard.
am I am curious. You are a very emotional person, yet you want to talk about issues of domestic violence, and I mean that is where the emotions bubble sometimes beyond control. Don't you think maybe an area where there is less emotion will
Hmm.
help you to remain more of a journalist than Khadija?
No, do you know why?
I'm listening.
Because after listening,
Mm-hmm.
after shedding tears,
Mm.
there's this inner me that pushed the Khadija, and then
Mm.
the journalist Khadija will come up.
Okay.
If I didn't get to hear their stories, if I didn't get to get very emotional about it, I will be so reluctant that I will not even look I will not get someone to come and to call our voice. It's just like the normal when I started the journalism, we just go for press briefing, write the story, go to the police, and we've arrested so number of suspects. We've done this, we've done that. Okay, we'll go and write the story and send it out, and we'll be reluctant. Nothing will push you to. No humanity in that story. So,
Mm.
but after reporting these kind of stories, I don't like it hurts me and it
Mm.
haunts me if
Mm.
I will not stand up to report these issues, if I will not stand up to give them the voice, if I will not stand up and be a proper journalist to get to tell people around the world, so people in this community, this is how they are, this is what they need, and hold the government accountable in order to go and give like go and help these people. So
Mm.
I think me being an emotional person is also a plus
Okay.
because if I if I did not get to be emotional, I will be
Mm.
reluctant because nothing will push me. I will not try to stand up to satisfy that my inner curiosity in me to see
Yeah.
that yes, I've done something. Because
Mm.
every day before sleeping, I'll think and see through the day from morning to evening. What have I done
Okay.
for the people?
Mm.
And if
Wow.
I just sleep like that without doing anything, I don't think I'll have a nice sleep.
Mm. These years you have been in journalism, some of your colleagues and even seniors have left the profession. Some are
mm,
pitching their camp in public relations or corporate communications. Others are becoming anything that will be opening its arm to welcome them. Attrition
mm.
in journalism is quite high. From where you sit, what do you think accounts for this high rate of attrition? Why are a lot of people leaving?
Um, I would say it's about the financial aspect of it.
Okay, okay.
Yes, as they say, journalism is not a high-paying job,
Mm,
but I disagree with them. I disagree with that.
okay.
If you take like um 6/10 of those people you said they left journalism, they'll
Mm,
all tell you that journalism, there's no money in journalism, there's no time in journalism. Yes, there's no time in journalism, but to me, I disagree with there's no money in journalism.
okay.
You can have access to grants in journalism.
Mm,
You can have access to international workshops and conferences in journalism. It
okay.
depends on the kind of journalism you do.
Mm,
If you do quality journalism, if you do accurate journalism, you get to see so many 1001 grants that you can apply with your work. They'll ask you to send sample of the works you do. If you don't have anything to show them, who risks his money for you?
yeah,
So
yeah.
to me, I know they are saying there's no money in journalism. That's why they're leaving the journalism aspect, the journalism part of the job. But if they have quality works, if they have good footprints, to have money, get money in journalism.
Mm,
Those that have the money in journalism, those that are getting the money in journalism, do they have two heads? No. They're doing quality work. They have something tangible to show, and they have this zeal
mm,
of the job.
mm.
So
On the
I
on
hope
the back of what you have just said, yes, on the back of
yes.
what you have just said, let me push you to the wall. Does journalism pay? Does it pay?
Yes, if you know your ways, journalism actually pays. You don't have to
Mm,
wait for your media organization. You don't have to wait for the government to pay you as a journalist. As a journalist, I just mentioned that you do qualitative work, you do good journalism, you get the money.
mm,
But if you do normal journalism, you wait for them to call you for press conferences. You just sit down and wait for news to happen in front of you. You just wait to go and do the normal roving vox pop on the street. You would not get it. Do qualitative journalism. Have something tangible to show. Do development journalism. You have to
mm,
spend money to get money.
yeah.
I can spend 200,000 to go to the
Mm,
field,
mm,
go and do stories, and I know these stories will one day fetch me money. I can
mm,
apply for grants with them
mm,
and I'll get these grants because I have something to show. But if you don't
mm,
have anything to show, as I've said it, I'm still repeating it. If you don't have
yeah.
anything to show, you will not get money in journalism. Spend money and get money.
Mm.
That is it.
You have won a number of fellowships in your line
Yes,
of duty as a journalist. How
yes.
did those fellowships polish you as a professional in your field?
Okay, I have won a number of fellowships. I
Mm.
Let me talk about the one that stood out. And even recently, just 2 weeks back, they look out for me to apply for another grant again.
Wow. Wow.
Yes, for my media hub. You know, we have Kamet TV and we have Kamet Media Hub, where we
Okay.
train young female journalists
Mm.
in order to do the journalism properly, in order to,
Okay.
like, I should not be the only one that knows how to look for money in journalism. I should not be the only one that do development journalism. Let me train other
Mm.
people to be in
Mm.
this line. So I
That's
have a
right.
Kamet Media Hub,
Mm.
which I do this. So the Wale Soyinka Center for Investigative Journalism in
Yes.
2021
Mm.
um, admitted us into the Female Reporters Leadership Fellowship.
Okay.
Yes, which I attended, and
Mm.
since from then, they've been mentoring me. They've been
Mm.
polishing not only me, us. They've been
Yes.
mentoring and polishing us, supplying us with grants so that we can also train other female journalists
Mm.
in
Mm.
newsrooms, and then other female journalists in general, not even those in newsroom. We've trained because I've trained those in radio, I've trained those in print, and we've done the training for all journalists. Like, let's have
Mm.
the print, the radio, the digital, so that we can talk as sisters. So
Mm.
I can say that the Wole Soyinka Center for Investigative Journalism Fellowship has done a great work on me, because
Mm.
I have before the Wole Soyinka fellowship,
Mm.
I was just a normal journalist, a development journalist. Yes, I do my
Mm.
work. I have the grant. But I've never ever stand to say that let me have this classroom. Let me have this class to
Mm.
get to teach someone, or to get to pass my own knowledge to someone.
Okay.
But
Mm.
after the fellowship, after the fellowship, I can say that I've trained over 45 female journalists.
Wow.
Myself, not even Kamet alone, like myself.
Wow.
So I think
Wow.
is something that
Wow. Wow. Now, you
mm,
mentioned digital training in the digital field. Social media
yes,
is changing journalism a lot. From
yes.
where you sit, how has social media altered the course of journalism? How has it completely changed the way we do journalism?
Okay, as I always say, I will always talk about myself.
Mm.
I have so many followers on social media.
Okay.
Like in my Facebook, I have
Mm.
over 22,000 followers on my
Wow.
Facebook page.
Mm. Mm.
And do you know why they follow me?
Tell us. We'll be happy to hear.
Okay, because I always make sure that I relent my work back to social media.
Mm.
As a journalist, you're supposed to be diverse.
Okay.
You go with the time, you go with the generation. You don't stay like, I'm a radio journalist, so I'll be in the radio forever and ever. No, podcast
Mm.
is there for you. Facebook Live is
Yes.
there for you. Instagram streaming is there for you. If you go to the field and come back, do your reports. Before even coming back, send a teaser to these people
Mm.
with a caption, a catchy
Mm.
caption. I have the story on this. Watch out for this. And people will tend to hear you. So
Mm.
saying social media will take away journalism, will take away our work, that's not it. That's not it.
Mm.
I believe social media enhances journalism more.
Okay.
Yes.
Wow. Now let's look at these years you have been in journalism. Social media has created richer bloggers in Africa than richer journalists.
Yes.
You and I, as professional communications people, are those who have actually been trained on how to use platforms, especially something like social media, to enhance our public education and information dissemination skills. Where did we miss out such that people who didn't know what we know have been able to make a windfall out of social media, and some of us are still, struggling to catch up?
The thing is, as I mentioned, that
Mm.
journalism doesn't go with the generation, so we don't have to wait for it to go with the generation. Bloggers
Mm.
are getting up because they like they work with sensation.
Yeah.
They work
Yeah.
with sensation,
Mm.
and they I will not mention this, but they don't have there is no humanity in their work.
Mm.
They don't weigh the pros and cons of things before posting, most of
Mm.
them.
Mm.
But you, as a journalist, you weigh the public good of a story
Yeah.
before broadcasting it.
Yes.
10 people are killed in the community.
Yes.
You as a journalist will try to mitigate the cost of this reportage. You will not like to report it because in community A, they killed 10 people and they are suspecting people from community B were the people that killed these people. Will you just go to the social media? Would you go just broadcast it and say community B killed 10 people in so? No, it will escalate the crisis.
That's right.
But bloggers doesn't care.
Yeah. They have no
put that
ethics.
in order, exactly, they have no ethics guiding them. They'll put that in order to get followers, in order to get their money, in order to get people like what they like. That's the main difference between social media, between bloggers and the professional journalists. And also there's this Gen Z
Yes.
Gen Z part of the Gen Zs have these particular news they want to hear or they want to see. So bloggers will have, and like 80% of social media, 80% of social media users are these Gen Zs.
Yes. Yes.
So, and I don't know, but I think with this explanation, I've answered your questions.
Let's look at the years you have spent in journalism. Let's say we are rolling back the hands of time like 10 years. Are you still going to choose journalism or you do something else?
But it's not even up to 10 years.
Yes.
It's not even up to 10 years.
But I'm even saying let's roll back the hands of
7
time
years.
10
Okay,
years.
let's move back the hand of time to 10 years.
Yes.
I still choose to be a journalist, actually, because I've seen my mates, I've seen my counterparts, I've seen people I am together with doing other professions, but they still envy me as a journalist. They'll be like, how I wish I can do this your work, how I wish I can do this thing you do, but you know what? I cannot do because this, and this. But me, that thing they said they cannot do and I'm doing is satisfaction to me. So I've always wanted to be a journalist. And I am a journalist. Though before leaving secondary school, I wanted to be a lawyer.
Okay.
Yes. But immediately after secondary school, I said, no, I'm going to be a journalist. And I am a journalist today.
Now, let's talk about your golden memories. These 7 years or a little more that you have been here, what moments stand out as golden for you? Those you will forever cherish in your line of duty?
I would say when, number one, I did a report about an Almajiri boy scavenging on the street of Kano.
Okay.
And the boy eventually got help. And he was awarded free and compulsory education. Okay. After my report. And he was linked back to his parents in Katsina also. So that stands out for me, number one. Then number two, do you know that journalism took me outside Nigeria for the first time?
Wow.
Yes.
Wow.
And because like all my international trips, I got it through journalism. Wow. So this moment, like the first time I went out, when I arrived Frankfurt, like the Frankfurt airport, I said, oh yeah, journalism did this to me.
That's an exciting moment.
Yeah, it was. I was just saying, Alhamdulillah, I thank God, I thank God.
That's right.
And yes, journalism did this to me. If I am not a journalist, if I was not a journalist before then, who would look for me? Who would take me out? And we were selected from 16 African countries.
Okay.
All the African countries, only 16 of us qualified.
Wow.
Yes, and among the 16 of us that qualified, we were 2 from Nigeria. Any other country, they have 1 representative. But Nigeria, we were 2. Like
Wow.
we had to ask them. We had to ask them, me and my colleague, Martha Asumata. I
Mm,
think you have to interview Martha also.
I
Martha
will.
Asumata, we were 2, and we asked them, like, why did you choose 2 from Nigeria? They said, you you people's journalism was outstanding. It's
That's right.
outstanding. So we don't know who to pick and who to drop.
Oh,
So
I
we said,
see.
okay, we should give 2 to Nigerians.
Wonderful. Wonderful. Wonderful.
Yeah.
Wonderful.
If not journalism, what
Mm,
else?
mm. Now, there is a controversial issue in journalism. In Nigeria, they
Mm.
call it the brown envelope. In Ghana,
Yes.
we
Mm.
call it Sole, which is the short form for
Sorry.
solidarity.
Uh-huh. Yes.
Down in Malawi, they call it
Mhm.
logistics.
Okay.
In Cameroon, it is called the brown envelope or gombo, which is, I think, the French version of it.
Mm.
A lot of journalists, in fact, it is one issue that journalists will never have a convergence point on it.
Yeah.
What is your own take on the brown envelope syndrome?
Okay. My own take is, let's take a look at it. Let's know, when is it brown? Yes, we have to answer, when is the envelope brown? Were you given this money in order to change your mindset and change your story?
Mm,
Were you given this money to show gratitude for the good work you're doing?
mm,
Were you given this money because you promised to blackmail that person and he said, you see, let me give you money so that I'll shut you up?
mm.
So when is the envelope brown?
Wow.
As a journalist, you get to answer that before
Mm,
collecting any money from anyone.
mm.
That's how I will leave you.
This is interesting. In fact, it's
Yes,
about the most open-minded response I have had on this matter. When
yes.
it
When is
comes,
it brown?
almost every journalist will want to take a side and defend. But in your own case, you choose to be neutral and then leave the questions to the public to decide.
Yes, when is it brown?
I hosted Dr. Ibrahim Duba. He's a
Okay.
senior journalist in Nigeria. One of the very deep conversations I've had on this platform. And he made a statement, very startling statement, in fact, quite profound. He said, a profession that can be bought cannot be respected.
Exactly.
Journalism, sometimes because of the interplay of money and changing hands and all that, there are times
Mm,
people begin to look at almost every journalist in a certain way until you have distinguished yourself.
mm.
The issue of remuneration and how poor it is in some quarters then comes into play. Journalists are trained as the watchdogs of society. How do we watch the
Okay.
society when we are hungry? It's always been my question here.
Okay, this is a tough one actually. Um,
The dog has been given the charge to watch over a room full of food belonging to the master. The room is locked,
yes,
but the dog itself
yes,
is hungry.
it's
How can it be
hungry. Yeah,
trusted?
yes, yes. Um, it will now still go back to the issue of nomination and financing journalism work.
Yeah.
For the government, those journalists that work with the government-owned media,
Mm,
I would just say it's a pity.
mm,
It's a pity, but they can still do more. They
mm.
can still do more. I don't have a question to this because I've never worked for the government. I've
Okay.
always I've always been a private journalist, a
Okay.
freelancer, and
Mm.
so I have my ways.
Mm.
I have conversations with my employers
Yeah.
before being employed,
Okay.
and for them in the government sector, there's nothing I can say. We'll just urge the government to look into the issue of
Mm.
journalism
Mm.
in Nigeria. Since I'm
Yeah.
from Nigeria,
Yeah.
the government should look into the issues of journalism in Nigeria.
Mm.
They should have a way of, even if they cannot increase their salaries based on salary scales, they should
Mm.
have huge allowances
Okay.
that would take their mind off this black envelope, brown envelope of a thing.
Okay.
They should have huge allowances that will make
Mm.
them do qualitative journalism.
Okay. Mm.
I don't know. Apart from this, I don't have an answer to that. And also, we do have Nigerian Union of Journalists.
Yes.
I I think it's something that that should be discussed at that level. Maybe
Mm.
we'll also have our own ways of having not only joining the labor to do strikes about it. I'm not calling for
That's
a
right.
strike. I'm yeah,
Yes.
like, before I I'm just saying that we just have to work on it and
Mm.
urge the government to look into it. That's
Okay.
just it. There's no answer to that. It's all over the world. Journalists are
Mm.
being underpaid.
Mm.
Journalists are not being like catered for. Journalists, I just don't know what to say.
Mm.
Or
But let me
and
ask
we they
you,
call
are
us the
you
the fourth dream of
the fourth
the what?
estate? Yes, the fourth estate. But just a quick one. Are you doing journalism
Hmm.
for life, or there is a point you are going to leave us? You are going to say bye-bye to the craft?
I am on the verge of cutting journalism. I'm sorry to break your
Oh
heart.
dear. Now that's too sudden.
So yeah, it is. I have my goal in life
Okay.
and I work with it. I always pray and
Mm.
then follow the guide of my goal that I have. And I have set some steps that I want to follow, and I am at the verge of. I'm not leaving journalism for life because CAMED is there. I've
Yeah.
trained people that
Mm.
they've already taken over CAMED. I'm just
Mm.
the founder of CAMED now, but I
Okay.
am not. Yes.
Mm.
So CAMED is there. It is a journalism platform, but
Mm.
me as the founder, I am I am moving forward, but not now. But I am at the verge. Maybe in 10 years to come, who knows? In 1 year to come, in 10, who
That's
knows?
right. But obviously, when your
Yeah,
mentees watch this program, they will not be happy that their heroine is leaving them. I mean, I'm sure a lot of them believe they still have a lot
you
to
know,
learn from you.
yes, like even if I'm not living forever, like I'm not living
Okay.
journalism, still it might be still a path of journalism, but I will
Okay.
not be practicing journalism.
Okay. Okay.
It
All
might
right.
be a communication angle.
Mm.
Yes.
Okay. Let me pick your
But
thoughts
I
on
am
this
still here.
media
I said
matter.
maybe in 10 years to come, inshallah, like we're still alive.
That's
Maybe
right.
in 10 years to
That's
come, I'll
right.
leave journalism.
That's right. Let me
Yes.
pick your thoughts on this media matter.
Okay.
Political ownership of the media. There are a lot of politicians who own media houses, politicians, friends, and associates who have media houses. Africa generally is a democracy that we are trying to nurture. Is it a
Hmm.
good development or there is trouble? We are actually caught in trouble with this kind of development. Political ownership of the media. Is there a reason to be concerned or worried?
It's it's something we need to worry about, actually, because with politicians only owning media houses, even when we talk, not even politicians, I gave example of government owning media houses the other time.
Yes.
Like in government owned media houses, there are things you you will not say, there are things you will not do, there are reports you will not even hear. Talk less of talk less about talk less of politicians owning a media house.
Yeah.
So you know what? I don't want to be arrested.
I understand. Sometimes when you are passionate about something, the best way is to pause and reflect a little before
Exactly.
you throw it all out. But in the line of duty, has your life ever been threatened? Is there anything that has put your life in danger, either a direct threat or something that really shook you off a bit?
Yes, not directly, but we've been our vehicle was towed at some point when we visited a village to do a report, and we had to disappear into the thin air for our lives. And at that point, and that's the only point. But when it comes to the government, the politicians or the big men being to try being what was that word? Like
Issuing
I've never
threats or
been,
something.
yeah,
Yeah.
issuing threats. I've never been involved in that because I have always been playing safe.
Mm.
I do development journalism. I
Yes.
present facts and figures.
Mm.
You will not say that I am accusing you. You will not
Yes.
say that I said this, I said no. I present the facts, I present the figures, and I present everything. I I do my I do my research before doing my development work, and the um I'll have the what do you call them? I'll have my visuals.
Okay.
Yes, I'll have my visuals. I'll have the facts before airing it. So you will not say Khadija said this, she said that. No, 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 no. The people said it, and yeah. So I've always been playing safe because I I am a human being
Yes.
becoming a journalist. If I die today, I'll be the news.
That's true. That's true.
Yes. So I've always been playing safe. I don't
Wo-
accuse anyone. I don't use my words. I don't use my words carelessly, and I always worked with facts and figures, and that has helped me a lot.
Some journalists are calling for the licensing of their colleagues. That is, journalists should be licensed. Will you support any
Exactly.
calls?
I support it 100% because you see a lot of journalists, you see a lot of drop out practicing journalism. You see a lot of secondarians.
Yeah.
They did not go to any journalism school. They've not been trained in any way to become journalists. You will see them calling themselves, I am the journalist. I work with this, I do this. And they will keep on fumbling and reporting rubbish day in, day out. You understand? So
Yes.
we should have a body covering journalists. We should have a license. Like if you don't have license to practice journalism, you are not a journalist. That should be.
You don't think the politicians we have in Africa are very smart? Some of them may go and hide behind the licensing bodies to settle scores with journalists that have stepped on their toes. Maybe when it is time for you to get your license issued or renewed, they will have a lot of dribbling and excuses and all that in the name of we are working on it, is in the pipeline, but you know.
It should be No. That should not be the issue. We should have, like in Nigeria, we have NBC,
Yes.
the Nigerian Broadcasting
Broadcast.
Commission.
Mm,
If it's a body that is responsible for this license, I don't think politicians will maneuver through it.
mm,
You
mm.
understand? Because
Yes,
they've
I
been
get
doing
you.
their work and they've been
Mm,
sanctioning even the media houses that are owned by politicians in Nigeria.
mm.
So the license duty, will I say, should not be left in the hands of those that can be manipulated.
Okay.
Yes, it should be a body. Yes, it should be taken to a body, just like the NBC in Nigeria. It should be
Mm,
something that, just like the nursing license,
mm.
the Nigerian law school, you understand?
Yes, that's
You
right.
can't manipulate, you can't walk through that. You cannot manipulate that one.
Mm,
You have an exams, you have a body, you answer their questions. If you pass, you get your license. Shikena.
mm. Maybe my last question. Would you
Okay.
advise maybe a relative or a child or a
Mm-hmm.
mentee that walks up to you or somebody who admires you from afar and comes up to you? I want to go into journalism. Would you advise them and encourage them to take to journalism?
100%.
Now
But,
let me pin you to the wall. Especially
but,
maybe they meet you at a time you are not in active journalism
mm-hmm,
when
I'll
you are
advise
doing
them.
it a bit part-time and all that.
Yes, I'll advise them to go into journalism, but I'll also mentor them and show them the way.
Okay,
Not the not the 5 naira, 10 naira journalism you're seeing, not
that's
the
right.
what do you call it? Press briefing journalism you're seeing,
Mm,
not the roadside journalism you're seeing. No, I've mentioned it and I'm still mentioning it. Do qualitative journalism, even if it means for you to just pick an angle.
mm,
Investigative journalism. We have so many bodies covering investigative journalism in Nigeria that you can work with. Let's take fact checking. Just fact
mm.
check.
Yes,
For example,
yes.
you can do fact checks and you have good journalism.
Mm.
You understand? So I'll
Yes, I
advise
get
them
you.
to be. I'll ask them to go into journalism, but they should have
Mm.
an angle. Because me, when I started, I was blind. I was all over.
Yes.
I was all over. I'll do this one. I'll do that one. I was a
Mm,
crime journalist. I was this journalist. But as time goes on, I stick to development journalism and at some point investigative journalism, which
mm,
if you combine the two, you get solutions journalism.
mm. Maybe
Yes.
the last one for the road.
You've asked so many
I
questions
know,
today.
I know. If
Okay.
within the next 1 month you are given the opportunity to choose one male public figure and one female public figure in Nigeria that you would
Hmm.
love to interview, who would the male be and who would the female be?
Okay, the female would be the former should I say, is she a former? They're still in court. The female would be Senator Aisha Binani.
Okay, okay,
Yes.
okay.
And the male would be
I know you didn't see this question coming. Forgive
yes.
me.
Like okay. The male would be um ah this one is hard. I have so many of them to ask.
Yeah, so many big shots in Nigeria. Just settle on one and let's see.
Yes, yes. Uh, okay. The male would be a member House of Reps
Okay.
representing my constituency.
Okay.
That's Right Honorable Yusuf Adamu Gagdi,
Wow. Thank you for
because
this
that
conversation.
guy is a brain box. Like, I
Wonderful.
need to interview him, like official
Yes.
interview, like to tap
Yes.
that knowledge and also
Mm,
to get to hear words of wisdom from him.
mm. This
Yes.
has been passed down. On this show, it never gets dull because the perspectives and the issues, they keep coming. Everybody has their own angle. Everybody has their own angle. Here, we talk journalism journeys. From the time they decided to enter to the challenges they've gone through and everything in between. This is where we lay it all bare. Maybe you can call it a hangout for journalists. You're free. It is called pens down because here they put their working tool, which is the pen, down, and then they talk to us. Today, my guest has been Khadija Bawas. She is a presenter and producer with Trust TV in Nigeria. And she also owns her television outfits, Kamed TV and Kamed Media Hub, all in Nigeria. She's raising the next generation of journalists and news presenters and producers who will come in with impactful news delivery to ensure that the society's development is enhanced. Thanks for your time, Khadija. We are grateful.
Thank you. Thank you so much. Thank you for having
Right.
me. Have a good day.
Same to you. This has been Pens Down. We'll be back next time with another edition. Here we'll have another colleague talk to us. And on this show, it is global. Already we've gone through 5 out of 6 continents talking to journalists, no matter where they are. Once they speak English, we'll get them here one day. Thanks for joining us. We'll be back next time with another edition. And there'll be another colleague here joining us to talk their journalism journey. Bye for now.